Hello, fellow compatriots. This is your host, Tripshon here, and today we're going to be taking a look at 2008 Makuta Teridax. Now, you're probably wondering, wait a minute. Teridax did not have a body in 2008, if I recall correctly, or maybe he did, but he was already in the system of Matsuno, and you will be partially correct. But, you know, looking at early concept art of Bionicle, especially when it came to the Mistika, Onua very much looks like a Makuta, and also it doesn't help that Pakari in particular looks like a Kraahkan. I mean, look at the thing. You know, some people even saw it as a slicer at one point. You know, it looks like a slicer head. I can also kind of see that, and also I can tell that this was never supposed to be Onua's mask to begin with. I mean, just look at the thing. But, you know, I decided, you know, let's go ahead and head with it. And this is how this thing ended up existing. Let's put it lightly. Now, before we get into articulation and functions, let's figure out how tall this guy actually is.
Makuta Teridax stands roughly about 10.5 inches tall, and the centimeter measurement will be up in the corner. Alright, articulation-wise, let's go look over here. As you can see, he has like some thrusters over here with some adjustable wings, and these are imitating the claw pieces that he had in the backs of his legs in the 2003 model. But regardless, outside of that, ankles can bend all the way forwards that far. You can break his ankles, guys. You can break his ankles. They can go back only about that far, which isn't that much. But you can bend the knee 90 degrees. 90 degrees of bend at the knee. Can't be completely straight due to the nature of the legs, however. Legs can go back this far. They can go forward this far. He can do the Van Damme flawlessly. I don't know why you want him to become Van Damme, but he absolutely can become the Van Damme. Bull joint over in the shoulder, so you get forward this far, backwards this far. It can't go all the way around, mainly due to the shoulder pad and the tubage. There's a lot of tubage going on. And bull joint at the elbow, so you could probably imagine that, and bull joint at the wrist, you can probably imagine that as well. Shoulder pads, they just flop. They flop. They move out of the way, and they're heavy enough to reset back to where they're supposed to go. Same on the other side. The staff doesn't do anything. It just bees there menacingly. And the head is on a ball joint, so he can look up this far. He can look down that far. He can do a confused dog look. As a matter of fact, he can even twist his mask this way. I don't know why you want him to do that, but you could definitely have him do that. That's a thing that you can do. And options are good. Now, functions. This guy, oh boy, does this guy have some functions. So first things first, you can actually make him shoot his Antidermis staff. Yeah, he can fire the Antidermis staff. So it's better to have both hands, and you just pull back. And there you go. He shot his balls. But of course, you know, if you don't want him to just shoot all of his balls all over the place, he can also hold his goo, you know. So he doesn't have to shoot his goo all over the place. He can actually hold his goo. So he can be like, hey, you want to become a Shadow Matoran? Come on, eat my goo. Eat it. Consume it. You can do that with this guy. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you definitely can. You know, the evil Antidermis. Oh no! But also, he does another thing as well. So if we go ahead and double hand him again, he can do, and you kind of see where this is going. You can go around in the back, and you can twist this. Yeah, he can twist it. He knows how to twist it, and like the tubes don't get in the way at all. You know, look at that. Look at that.
Now, as you can probably tell, this figure is kind of pricey to make if you really think about it, because not only does it have just one Avohki, it has two 2008 Avohki, and just to get yourself a takanuva from the year of 2008, you're looking at like close to $100 based off of what I've seen on Bricklink News, and brand spanking new, almost like $300. I don't know why it's so high, but also that's not all, but there's a lot of maxilos in this build as well, so you're shelling out another $100. Why is this thing so expensive? And yes, the price that I pay for you all, and I'm doing this for free.
You may be called a trigger, but I added a stick on my gun for extra range. Boy. No, Teridax, no!
Now, let's talk about Teridax's whole deal over here. So, the Makuta are an entire species of like these giant beings with like up to 42 powers, and also has like mass powers combined with that, so super overpowered. They were created by Antidermis, by Matanui, because Matanui was so busy, you know, he was like, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and survey the world, you know? I'm gonna look at thousands of worlds, you know, try to figure out ways to improve the society that was Spherus Magna, before it got split into two, you know, rip. But anyways, so he was too busy with that, so he couldn't survey every single island and making sure everybody inside of his body was alright, you know, and then, so he created a Makuta. It's like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna make you the new mods of this Discord server that is my body. And Makuta were like, yeah, sure, and the leader was like Miserix, you know, it's a big guy, very big guy. But anyways, somebody decided, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we just like, maybe ruled over the universe? And then that whole thing got shut down. And that went nowhere, and then Teridax was like, what if I rule the universe? That would be a pretty cool idea. Let's do that. Then overthrows the big freaking dragon that was Miserix, which was the leader, you know, he was the big honcho, and it just got thrown in the corner. But anyways, how does this tie to Teridax? And how did he become from just a generic dude with wings to losing his wings to becoming a vat of goo? He became goo, and then people shot his goo at other people, and those guys were the Kraahkan, which that's a whole other can of worms. Not to be confused with the can of worms that is also inside every single Makuta's body, but. So, after he became goo, you know, he became blubber, he ended up possessing the maxilos robot. And my idea was, hey, what if he just stayed in the maxilos robot and just modified it? And that is what this MOC is. What if he modified the maxilos robot for Cardinui? That is why he still has some details from the maxilos robot, and also detailed himself to look like his 2003 model. And now he has wings again, so he can fly! Because gravity hurts. And yeah, that is the lore behind this character. You like it? Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good. But yeah. The idea was trying to recreate every single detail from the 2003 model and incorporating it into the 2008 model. Now, you're probably wondering, wait a minute, there is the Shadow Hand. My other Makuta had a Shadow Hand, and sadly this guy does not vor. He cannot consume, he cannot grab anybody's personal belongings, shield, and or people. He cannot be the man behind the slaughter, sadly. But, you know what, unlike some other people, he can at least twirl his waist around while his head stays stationary, which, you know, reminds me a lot of the Rahkshi. It's very nice. Sadly, like, the staff is a little bit cumbersome and heavy, so that kind of sucks. But, you know, what can you do? Anyways, I believe that is all for now. If you like this video, why not leave a like? And if you want to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe. And also, go ahead and check me out on sendydevs.etsy.com. I make like parts and stuff, you know, just parts. Anyways, advertisement over. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys!